Hi, and welcome to the What's Cooking Show. I'm your host today, Joey Quibido with Piggly Wiggly and Cash Shave.
And I'm Jason Hugate from Steamboat Warehouse in Washington, Louisiana. We have a very special guest today, Mayor Scott Fontenot of Eunice. Scott, what are we going to be making today?
We're going to be making my version of the crawfish etouffee.
And we're going to be discussing a little bit of etouffee cook-off.
Cook-off coming up in Eunice. Came and talked this morning. So join us back for more What's Cooking.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. We're here with Mayor Scott Fontenot of Eunice, and how do we begin our dish?
First off, we use all fresh ingredients. That's anything you want to cook, you always want to use fresh ingredients.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to start off with some butter and onions.
Okay.
So we'll get it started here.
All right.
So
the flame on.
Use butter, not the fake stuff. Just
No margarine.
no margarine.
No.
All right, so we're going to get this melted down. And it all depends on how much crawfish you cook and how much butter that you use. That's the way I do it. Try to use a stick of butter per pound of crawfish. So I'm doing 2 pounds of crawfish and I got 2 sticks of butter. When the butter is going to be melted, we're going to add some fresh onions, chopped up earlier today.
And Scott, while we're doing that, why don't we go ahead and start talking about the crawfish etouffee cook-off that's coming up?
It's going to be the 33rd annual World Championship Crawfish Etouffee Cook-Off in Eunice. It's been going on since 1985. Yeah, forever. I mean, I was 3 years old. I'm pretty sure my dad brought me when I was a kid, and I don't know if I've ever missed a year. We cook in it every year. City does. We compete. We actually don't turn in our etouffee because we don't want them to say, "Oh, well, y'all cheated." So,
All right, it's always rigged if
so
y'all
the city of Eunice, since we're a co-sponsor for the event, we don't turn it.
You can't win.
No, man. And we out there for fun. It's really a good event.
Right.
Last year we made 60 pounds of tail meat.
Cool.
We had a pretty big etouffee. So a little different when you cook 2 pounds of 60. I cook big, I cook small. It really doesn't matter.
Right. Well, I've had the pleasure of judging for the last 4 or 5 years.
5 years now.
And they always have some really, really good entries. You know, once we judge, all the judges actually go outside. And before my first year, I didn't realize just how big it is. And they got all the arts and crafts. We talked about that last show.
That's correct,
All the different things they have other than just the etouffee cook-off. You got so much other stuff going on.
Yeah, and the arts and crafts, it's all homemade stuff. It's not the stuff you're going to bring in from overseas.
Right.
Little plastic toys.
Local made.
It's going to be local made, nice little arts and crafts. Great music, food, drinks. If you don't like etouffee or you don't like seafood, they're gonna have people cooking other
Plenty of other stuff, right?
And it's a really good event. You might have to skip church to get there early.
Right.
Go to church in the afternoon.
Or the day before.
Yeah, or the day before. But it starts that morning. Judging takes place at about 11 o'clock. We start serving at that time, and food is probably plentiful till about 1 or so. So you want to get out there early to get some etouffee. Some people run out quick, especially the ones who don't cook as much as the others. And the music's going to last till about 4 o'clock or so. Yeah. And we got a great band lineup this year.
We have it right there.
Yeah, we're going to have Cookin featuring Wayne Toop, Steve Riley, and Wilson Sawball. That's a great band, a Grammy-nominated band, maybe Grammy Award-winning band, let me say. Kyle Huval, Dixie Club Ramblers. Yep. Kyle's really up and coming, man. Kyle played for our Mardi Gras, and Seth Spell and Cajun Strong. So we got 3 really good bands out there, and it's all free to enjoy.
And it's kid-friendly. Bring the kids, bring the family out.
My kids are going just cut loose. And everybody else.
See y'all this afternoon.
Yeah, it's an awesome event. It's at the Northwest Community Center Pavilion.
Right, and it's very easy to find.
Yeah, if you've been to Eunice and you know where Winn-Dixie's at, just take a ride right there and go straight down. You'll see all the cars.
Start smelling around. You'll find
Right, just follow the rest of the cars. Cars everywhere.
So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and add my onions here.
Now, Scott, also they do have a little bit of things happening the Friday night.
Saturday night they're gonna have a pre-dance at the barn at Lakeview, and Jamie Badger, Kicking Cajun, is gonna be there for that's the pre-etouffee cook-off dance. Also, if you want to go before, to be honest with you, we have a big show at the Liberty also before the kickoff show. It isn't in conjunction with it, but it's Steve Riley's putting on Accordion Kings at the Liberty downtown. So if you want to come to Eunice for the weekend.
That's something we didn't know.
Yeah.
Talk about that part.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of things going on in Eunice this weekend. And people from all over. Every year we got a group that comes from Wisconsin. They drive their RVs down, so it's great to come down.
So Scott, if somebody wants to actually go and compete in the competition, how do they go about doing that?
You have to contact the Chamber of Commerce.
Eunice Chamber of
And
Commerce.
anybody can cook. Jason can go with the steamboat. Well, he's not. He's judging. He'd probably win. Amateurs. Anybody does it. The Eunice Rec, the police department. Everybody's doing this.
Right, there's 3 categories too. So
professional, amateur, and club
and organization.
So I consider myself an amateur. I mean, I love to cook.
I don't know how many years you've been cooking it.
Oh man, we were doing this back. I was 19. We were.
So it's not amateur anymore, huh?
no.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
It's not like he's winning anyway because he's not turning it in.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
We don't turn it in. Now, since I've been working with the city, we don't turn it in.
Right. Okay.
Back
All right.
then, we didn't win back then. I think we had too much fun.
Yeah. Play too much, huh?
And again, the date set is going on?
It's going to be March.
This Saturday and Sunday.
March 25th.
24th?
It's this Sunday, and like I said, you come out there about 10:30.
Yep.
And it's about 4, and it's a free event. Just come down and get ready to enjoy some great food. And
Always been lucky enough to have good weather.
It's supposed to be very good weather this weekend.
Yeah, the weather looks great, man. And it's
Thankfully, it wasn't this weekend. Past weekend.
yeah, this past weekend we had some iffy weather.
Yeah,
But
some little
this weekend it's going to be
rain
clear.
showers.
All week's going to be clear, so it's going to be a good dry ground out there. It's going to be fun,
Should
man.
be a good
I'm
time.
It'll be a
excited.
little cool.
Me too.
Yeah, that'd be nice. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a short break, and then we're going to come back, and Scott's going to continue cooking his crawfish etouffee for us. So join us back for more What's Cooking. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Again, Scott's cooking a nice crawfish etouffee for us here today. Scott, what are we looking like?
Well, the onions are still cooking down in the butter. We'll be adding a little base that I made homemade. A lot of people use Rotels or tomatoes paste. I don't use that.
No, I don't.
A lot of people use like a cream of mushroom or cream of something. I really don't use that. It's something similar that I make homemade. I kind of whisk it up.
So you're not going to tell us what it is?
I mean,
That's
I
what
can
I'm
tell you.
gathering here.
Well, it's similar to kind of what I'm making here with
don't have to tell
finely.
all the secrets.
Yeah,
You don't have
It's butter, finely chopped onions, and
Oh, okay.
a couple other little vegetables that we use. Put it in there with a little flour
Yeah.
and just whisk
You're
it up.
thickening
Just kind of
agent.
thicken it
Yeah.
up, and it's almost like a roux.
Right.
But it's really
Flavored
not.
roux.
Yeah, flavored roux almost. So that's what I use.
Other vegetables like maybe jalapeno peppers?
You can add that, yeah. If you want to give it a little more spice, yeah, you can.
Joey
do that.
would add that.
No, I
He's
like it hot.
a spice fan. You can't spice it enough. I always know Joey's ticket when I'm working in the kitchen and I see extra spice, extra spice, extra spice. And I'm like,
He
oh,
says 3 or 4 times. Yeah,
Joey's
that's mine.
here. That's how I know.
So yeah, I've been. And my wife, she cooks it different. So like I said, everybody cooks etouffee different. There's no wrong way to cook it if it's good, and if it's bad, then don't cook it again.
We've had some bad ones.
Yeah, there's some bad ones, but
We've had some, me
I
and
mean,
Joey.
there was a lot of good ones that we had, and surprisingly, all the ingredients they used in there were like you never would have thought.
Right.
But
I will say
Yeah.
this, as a previous judge, I think for some reason, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it, but the best category, the best results or best samples that I taste over the years, it's almost always that way, is the amateur division.
amateur.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I mean, you wouldn't think. Well, maybe you would, but you think there's a professional division and all that stuff. But the amateurs are always the most consistent and most
Always something
like what you
unique.
make at home, and
Yeah.
you know.
We got a lot of good cooks,
stuff.
just home cooks, man.
Right.
I mean, you go to suppers. We go to supper every Wednesday night, and each person takes turn cooking. So,
Yeah.
and each person cooks a main dish, and it's awesome.
Right.
You know, and you want to know how they cook that. So,
Well, around central Louisiana, all those Cajun cooks we have, we got a lot of good cooks around this area.
Oh, God,
yeah.
yes.
I learned a little bit
A lot.
watching my dad cook, and like I was saying earlier, before the show started, when I worked at the fire department, those guys, they know how to cook, man. And just a lot of friends and other family members My mother-in-law's a great cook. So everybody's got their own different ways.
Yep.
I love to cook though, whether it's etouffee or just a little
Whatever,
sauce
yeah.
or whatever. It doesn't matter. I like to cook.
But I'm like you, not to knock the people who do, but I just really don't like to use any kind of tomato product in my crawfish or cream of mushroom. Now I have had plenty that people have cooked for me with all those ingredients that were amazing. I don't like to do it myself. I think it takes away from the actual crawfish flavor, which is
natural flavor.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, and you got to use fresh Louisiana crawfish. If you can get it direct from a processor, and
Yeah.
they peeled it the day before, even that day. Listen, that makes a difference. It
Definitely.
really does. And with the crawfish fat and
To me, the fat content, like if you can look in the pack, you can see the color of it. The more yellow or like that crawfish fat
And around here you
color,
can find crawfish being peeled almost every day.
that's probably the most important part of the whole dish.
all fresh ingredients.
Right.
And you
Speaking
know,
about fresh ingredients, all the ingredients that Scott's using here today can be found at your local Piggly Wiggly stores or Cash Saver here in Opelousas,
yes, sir.
8410 Highway 182 North,
or
1305 Heather Drive. Which
and phone numbers.
1305 Heather Drive is Cash Saver. That's 948-8199, or call Paula or Miss B at the South Store.
North Store.
North Store. I got that.
Gotcha.
948-9427. Give them a
That's a
call.
blooper.
Oh?
I got you. A blooper.
No, that ain't no blooper.
That's a blooper.
I just
You
got
said-
north and south mixed up. That's the
Okay.
you know, the map location.
Now we even. Today we even.
So I'm about to add the crawfish tails. Got a good little color going here.
Yeah, I
Try
can
not
see
to
your
let it-
little roux in there. Little white roux.
And we're gonna go ahead and add the tail meat.
The good stuff.
Try not to spill any. Try to be fancy, man.
That's
when
some
I'm at
pretty
the house,
crawfish,
I just
bro.
cut it out the pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crawfish that we use for the cook-off, the guy peels them the day before or that day.
Really?
And
Don't get no fresher
and
than that,
top
man.
notch, and they're huge. So if you want to come out to the Crawfish Etouffee cook-off this Saturday, make sure you come visit the City of Eunice's booth. This year we're going to only cook 40 pounds. We did 60 last year. We're going to do 40 this year.
It's a lot of crawfish.
Oh yeah, we got us a little whisker.
Well, that just tells you how fresh it is.
Yeah, man.
No?
So, yeah, the Etouffee cook-off, it's at the Northwest Pavilion. We've got 3 bands playing. Cookin, which features Wayne Toop, Steve Riley, Wilson Savoy.
Yeah, who's never heard those names, you know?
Man, that's the biggest names in South Louisiana
You're right.
in Cajun music,
Yes,
period.
definitely.
We also have Kyle Huval and Dixie Club Ramblers, and Seth Spell and Cajun Strong. So if you don't have anything to do this weekend, come out to Eunice. Saturday night, they got Jamie Bergeron Kicking Cajuns at Lakeview Barn. It's going to start at 8.
Now, I've never been to that. Like, tell us a little bit about that. Like, how was it? What do
Never
you
been to the
expect?
barn at Lakeview?
No.
Oh, man, you're
Neither.
missing it.
And not the night before, the dance party before, you know? So,
Well,
what do people expect whenever they go?
Well,
They wanna
if
attend
you've
that.
never been to Lakeview Park, you need to go check it out. It's the best RV park I've ever been to. And it's right there, right north of Eunice on Highway 13. And they got an old barn that they tore down and rebuilt at the facility when they redone it. Lakeview's been there, man, probably 40, 50, I could be wrong, probably older
Wow.
than that.
Wow.
They reopened it probably about 10 years ago. Lance
Renovated.
and Kelly and
Great.
they and his sisters, they've done a good job. But the barn, they do a big barn dance and got Cajun music playing. They got drinks flowing.
Go ahead.
It's an original thing to check out, and it's
Yeah.
nice. So.
Oh, that is really good. And Scott, everything this coming weekend, everything's free. Like, coming there free.
Everything's free other than your samples. If you want to go and get a sample of a cup of etouffee, it's about $3. That's
a
the average
donation,
price, and it's just for the cooks to recoup their expense on the crawfish. Because we're cooking 40 pounds, that's $400.
Right. I mean,
So, and we'll
if
make
you
our
love
money
it.
back.
Some of them are a little bit more expensive than that right now.
Yeah. So,
Right.
and they have other food items there. So if you don't like seafood or crawfish etouffee, they're gonna have different items being sold. Rotary Club does beignets, and somebody did some crawfish nachos
Come on.
last year, and that was surprisingly kind of good. So
Oh, yeah.
they got all kinds of different things. They're gonna have arts and crafts.
Right. Was saying last week on the show that There's one booth, I can't remember the name of it, but I go there after I judge. I go there every year and I buy something. It's those little things that kind of fit in your camp.
Yeah.
Your little Browning symbols. He makes it out of cypress, and he puts cypress and copper, and he takes like he'll cut shotgun shells and make like Ducks Unlimited logo or something. It's just really nice stuff. And he has other stuff, but those are the things that I kind of like.
You're gonna see some unique items on there.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Like I said, they'll have soft drinks. They'll have cold beer if you want to buy beer.
And what about sweets?
They'll have sweets out there.
Oh,
People are
trust
gonna
me,
be selling sweets. It's just an awesome family event, and we're probably gonna have at least 40 participants cooking. You can still join if you want to cook and show off your skills.
What's the last cutoff time for them to join or to enter?
Well, Francine, who puts it on with the chamber, she would like you to join as soon as you can.
Right, yeah.
But I don't think they'll deny anybody.
Right, if you show up to that day.
That day, probably not.
Yeah.
Probably Friday.
Yeah, right, okay.
Probably Friday. Because they're gonna go stake out the place and everything.
They gotta fit everyone, and you gotta kind of know ahead of time.
It's a safe event. We'll have a big police presence. The police will be cooking Etouffee. And
maybe the former chief will be there.
hey, yeah, former chief, my dad, he might be there.
I'm pretty sure he is. Huh?
So, yeah, at this point now, I'm gonna throw in little green onions. And
Can't beat fresh green onions.
Oh, I tell you what, that's one of my favorite things to use.
I'm gonna throw in
Besides
a little,
garlic and lemon crammy.
Well, I mean, like,
throw
not
a
as
little
many.
parsley in here too. So, and stir it up, and then I'm gonna add some seasoning to it because I hadn't seasoned it yet.
But I tell you what, why don't we take one more quick break, Joey?
Okay.
And we'll come back and do all that when we get back.
All right.
What's that?
Sean's back from What's Cooking.
Welcome back, everyone. It's smelling great over here in the dining room. We got our etouffee looking great, I gotta tell you that.
Thank you.
So, how we stand on the recipe?
I mean, we added the crawfish just a minute ago, and it's on simmer because the crawfish is already cooked.
Yeah.
So you don't want to overcook your crawfish. Definitely don't want to do that.
And they're already tender.
And it's already tender. And what I'll do at the very end, I'll add my seasoning. And this is just a blend of different Cajun spices.
All-purpose.
Yeah. Kind of want to mix my own a little bit. And you season it to taste. If I was at home, I'd have a little spoon and taste it here, taste it there. And, but, you know, hey, it is what it is. It's going to be good either way, I think.
Joey likes his a little spicy.
Yeah, oh yeah. I like mine
You can always
spicy.
add mine later.
Add a little kick to it, and but you don't want to kill the flavor of your crawfish.
Oh yeah,
you
because
know?
it can overpower that too.
So, yeah, so we're going to be doing this, like I said again, we're going to do it Saturday Sunday at the Northwest Pavilion. Saturday the kickoff dance at Lakeview, and Sunday the 25th will be at the Northwest Pavilion for the 33rd annual Crawfish Etouffee Cook-Off.
I just can't believe it's been there that long.
And it's consistent. At one point, I think when they first started, we had a lot of booths. We probably had almost 100 participants.
Wow.
And participation has been steady at about 40 every year since. You know, a lot of people who are participating, they've gotten older, and it's time for the younger generation to step
up, right?
And you know, we got some young guys that come out and they cook. There's a little Patasa cooking club, and they come out and they've been having fun every year. So it's growing for the younger guys, and it's open to anybody who wants to come and cook.
So if anyone has any questions about anything at all, what's a good number to?
You can call the Chamber of Commerce, 457-2565. If you can't get a hold of them, you can always call the mayor's office in Unison. We can kind of point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
That's 457-7389. The Chamber of Commerce pretty much is a sponsor for this. We're co-sponsors. The city used to host it, and the Chamber approached us a couple years ago, and they wanted to take it over, and we said, hey, man, we'd be glad to let you do it.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing that they do, and it's just a great event.
It's a good community event.
Yes, definitely.
And there's a lot of people that come out for this event.
Oh, man, you'll probably have, over the course of the day, if it's good weather like this weekend, you'll probably have about 600 people, maybe more. Up to 1,000 people will go. So
very good turnout.
We got parking in the area. If not, they'll be running golf carts to the parking lot that's furthest away. and it's on Samuel Drive in Eunice. You can check out the Facebook page, Crawfish Etouffee Cook-Off, or etouffeecookoff.org. So check it out on Facebook and give you all your information.
And if you're scared about trying to find it and not knowing how to get there, take that address. You can find it. There's plenty of ways to find it.
You can't get lost
and
in
just put it in
Eunice.
your GPS. That's, you know, it's too easy.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right. Do you want to go ahead? Let's go ahead and play it a little bit up now. See how you would do this at home.
Well, at home, I'd probably have a paper plate and.
For sure, definitely a paper plate. And I'm not cleaning up.
So on Etouffee, I like to put a lot of crawfish. It's crawfish.
Wow, that's beautiful. I have to say that. The color of it, and it just looks like beautiful, fresh Louisiana crawfish, and you can tell.
Yeah. And if you want to put a couple little green onions on top, you know, I gotta be like Jason. I'm at the steamboat, man. I'm not a chef, not a professional chef, but
you gotta do something.
Yeah.
Something.
So.
I appeal. Eat your eyes first.
He's a chef, not an actor.
And I tell you what, this could feed probably 2 people. This plate right here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know. That looks like maybe a Dylan-sized plate.
That's actually beautiful. So again, okay, 2 locations to get all your local ingredients.
Yes, sure. Piggly Wiggly here in Opelousas, and also Cash Saver.
Cash Saver on Heather Drive. That's 1305 Heather Drive.
And the North Store.
North Store is 8410 Highway 182 North.
And you can call us at either number.
948-8199, that's Cash Saver, and 948-9427.
There's the Piggly Wiggly.
Right.
Get all your fresh ingredients.
Well, look,
I'm an
appreciate
honorary
y'all.
employee.
Hey, man, I see it, man. No, y'all been
He's got
great,
you.
and I appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity to promote the Crawfish Etouffee Cook-Off, and we welcome everybody to come to Eunice.
We appreciate you coming to join us today. So,
And if they want a good time, meet us in Eunice this weekend.
We'll be there.
or Saturday.
Or Saturday, that's right.
Dance.
We can go to the barn.
Yep, at Lakeview.
That'd be nice. I'll go check that out, Jason.
Right. So if you want to be a guest on our show, you can email me through the website at steamboatwarehouse.com, or you can call me here at 826-7227.
Or you can call Miss Kathy at Delta Media, and she'll
Delta Media.
hook you up with a date.
You got that one right today.
I got that one right. Finally got something right. We want to thank y'all for watching the What's Cooking Show. Join us back next week when we have another guest chef.